live in HD from WVUE TV New Orleans. This is Fox 8 News at 5:30.
Good evening and welcome back. I'm John Snow.
And I'm Nancy Parker. As we reported earlier, New Orleans schools are about to get a long sought-after lump sum payment from FEMA.
$1.8 million that will go a long way toward rebuilding city schools and making improvements to the schools already. Tops some list of a significant post-Katrina success story. The Fordham Institute now ranks Orleans Parish as #1 in the nation for school improvements. Before Katrina, 67% of high schoolers in Orleans attended a failing school. That number now is down to 36%, according to the group Educate Now. Jennifer Hale looks at what's changed.
One of Hurricane Katrina's hardest hit victims, the public education system in New Orleans. Pre-Katrina, Orleans schools were long beleaguered by corruption and poor academic performances. Class valedictorians couldn't pass the state's graduate exit exam.
I think New Orleans was arguably the worst school district in the nation before Katrina. It was financially bankrupt. In many ways, morally bankrupt.
Katrina's devastation shut schools down for a year. Meanwhile, lawmakers started planning for the reopening.
After the levees broke, the legislature went and amended the bill that allowed the state to take over more schools and under different sets of conditions.
We can do better. Ready?
Ever since, 2 education systems have run public schools in Orleans Parish. The state's Recovery School District, also known as the RSD, now oversees 60 schools, the majority of which are charter. The Orleans Parish School Board runs 16. 4 are traditional schools, 12 are charter.
How you doing?
Principal Mary Haynes Smith had the challenge of reopening one of the OPSB's traditional schools, Bethune Elementary.
When we walked into this building, I said, oh, no, not me. I really retired. The ceilings were on the floor. Everything that was destroyed could be destroyed, all the way up to the 3rd floor.
The building has been a work in progress ever since. The next step, new floors.
Excellent, Joshua.
But achievement rates here at Bethune and across all age groups in Orleans are steadily increasing. At the high school level, pre-Katrina, Orleans averaged a senior class graduation rate in the high 70s when calculating how many seniors made it to graduation.
Since we've returned from Katrina, that number has been about 95% of the seniors who start the year that graduate.
OPSB Superintendent Daryl Kilbert points to a number of new strategies driving the uptick. Small group learning, peer tutoring, a college coach to help high school students plan for and enroll in college, more professional development for teachers, and acknowledgement of different learning styles, verbal, visual, tactical.
You could have a classroom of 25 kids and 4 different things could be going on all at the same time. The bottom line is to make sure that their learning styles have been met.
In 2007, 49% of all Orleans 4th graders passed the LEAP test, according to Educate Now. For 2010, that statistic jumped up to 65%. In the 8th grade, 44% of students passed LEAP in 2007. 58% passed the test last school year.
It's truly transformational going on, and we're not done yet.
In high school, 39% of all Orleans sophomores and juniors were doing math at a basic level pre-Katrina. Now that number has climbed to 60%. In 2005, only 36% of Orleans sophomores and juniors were at a basic level in science. Now 49% have reached that level.
One of the biggest signs of progress for students in Orleans Parish, the jump in ACT scores over the past 5 years. Pre-Katrina, the average ACT score was a 15. Now it's a 17, a full 2 points higher.
ACT gains are usually measured by 0.1%. But perhaps more importantly, a 17 on the ACT is one of the qualifications for a top scholarship to a community or technical school.
Once, you go through something like Katrina and you realize how blessed you were to get out of it, then I think all of us, we've been touched in some sort of way to make sure that we give back to the students.
Haynes Smith says the attitude change in teachers is another driving force behind the climbing achievement rates.
What can we do to help China? Is it a uniform? Is it, sometimes we do some really personal things for the kids, and I don't want to put that on tape, but it's deep. We own the kids. They become our kids.
Everybody show enthusiasm.
Teachers still have plenty of work on their hands,
Kendrick,
though.
so you're right.
Orleans schools might be some of the fastest improving in the state, but students here still score consistently lower than the state average.
Hey, my baby, you enjoying yourself?
Many education leaders hope that statistic will quickly change, too. Jennifer Hale, Fox 8 News.
For the 2009 school year, Orleans had a little more than half of its population back in students, 38,000 versus 65,000 pre-Katrina. The makeup of the student body is about the same. Pre-Katrina, 93% of the students were African American, 73% got free lunch. Now 90% are African American and 78% receive free lunch.